Hi, thanks for tuning in. It's Will again, and I want to show you my new cube. I've got a bunch of them, but this is my newest one. I went into the toy store the other day, and I picked this one up. It's brand new, it's shiny, it's clean, the colors are bright, it has a Rubiks brand logo in the center, so you know it's going to be a good quality cube. When I turn it, the edges turn smoothly. If I leave it in the sun, it's not going to fade. If my kids are playing with it, the stickers aren't going to come off. This is a good quality cube. Most of the cubes that I have look a little different. They're slightly larger. They don't have a logo in the center of the white side, so I can do art a little bit easier that way. It's a little bit clunkier. It doesn't always turn as easily as it should. So I bought these for $1 a piece. I bought my new one for a little bit more than that. But when I was looking around the toy store, I was looking for something simple like this, a 3x3 cube with 6 sides and 6 colors. They had a wide variety of other options though. They had 2x2 cubes and 4x4 and 5x5. They had cubes that were different shapes, and if you twisted them a few times, they'd be entirely unrecognizable. They had cubes that had different patterns and logos on them, so that you were putting an image together in the cube, not just organizing the shape the right way. But all of them had something else in common that's worth noting. All of the cubes looked something like this. They were solved, right? The colors were together. It was organized the way that it is supposed to be organized. None of the cubes looked like this. And I wonder if anybody would buy a cube for a regular price if it looked like this. Probably for a few reasons you'd be hesitant. Even an experienced cube solver would want to know, does this cube have 9 red sides and 9 white sides? And with the right combination of turns and algorithms and solving patterns, can I get it to look like this? It's a fair question. But if you could be reassured that the cube had all of the right sides and all of the right colors, and it was solvable, would you still pay full price for one that wasn't solved? Well, probably most people wouldn't, because this looks much nicer than this. I remember when I bought my first Rubik's Cube and I took it home and I admired the simple beauty of it for a little while, and then I started turning it, I started playing with it, and suddenly that beauty was gone, and I missed that, and I had to start researching and applying myself to solve this cube so that I could restore that beauty. In the Bible, we read the story of the creation of the world, the creation of humanity. And in the beginning, God creates men and women, and they live in harmony together in the garden. And in the garden, humanity has open communication with God. They have access to almost all of the fruits of the garden, but one they don't. Well, this beauty doesn't last very long, just like the beauty of the cube that I brought home didn't last forever. And so a lot of people will make a lot out of this fallenness. And yet, even though humanity have screwed up and we've messed up the plan, we still read a whole lot in the Bible about how much God loves us. And so if we are screwed up as much as we believe to be, then there must be something different about how God can love us, as though we are somehow just as valuable if we look like this than if we look like this. Now, if you talk to an experienced cuber, they might have a messed up cube like this in their home, and it is of equal value to them than a cube that looks like this. Well, how is that possible? Well, the cuber looks at this cube and they see this cube. They know the difference between these two. They know that they have the same parts, and they know the steps that it'll take to get from here to here. God created humanity and wanted to live in harmony with us. And from time to time, we screw that up. And yet, the love from God is the same. Because when God sees us, he doesn't see an unsolved person. God doesn't look at us and see our flaws. God sees our capacity. And so even though we might deviate from that plan, even though we might not live up to the perfection that we aspire to ourselves, God loves us. God sees our beauty. God sees our worth, no matter how much we've botched up the presentation. A solved cube, an unsolved cube, it's all the same in the eyes of the Creator.